Hello everyone, I'm Deepthi. I wanted to do recording from a very long time, but I really don't know but what I should record. What content should I have? I mean, I try to create a content where I'm teaching someone something or giving information about something that I know, and this all made it very energy consuming for me. I was like, I want to do it, but not something it has to be different. It has to be where it's me, like I am me actually. So I came up with an idea that let's be myself into the video the way I want. So let me check. Yeah, no one is there. So um, so I decided, like when I say that I want to be myself, the first thing I decide is how should I look when I'm presenting on a video. And I really wanted a tie. I whenever I'm doing something, there will be one thing which will give me a power. Either it is gonna be a lipstick, or it's gonna be my specs, or it's gonna be some strong dressing style that I like, or sometime it's going to be what do you say, shoes chappal. So this time I chose tie. Like I want tie. I am going to do my videos by wearing this tie actually. So now let's come to the video, like the content that I thought that I should keep it out. It's only going to be about my journey. Uh, how how good it would be if I was if I would have accepted myself the way I am, rather than trying to be something that I'm not. We unconsciously do that thing a lot, and I have done that in my life a lot of time. When I say let me give you an example. It's about I have a depression. For a long time, I thought that maybe like I am just like this, but then I realized that in my childhood I was a very funny person. I mean, you can see like I am funny, like this I am actually. So I thought that no, I was a funny person. So if was I that was the original Deepthi, or this is the original Deepthi who is sad, and that really confused me. I thought that either I was masking at that time, or I'm masking this time, which is, and this went on years and years. My At that time, my boyfriend, which is my husband right now, he told me that it's high time you need to show it to someone. And I asked him, you think that I'm not well or something? So he's like, it's I like the way he supported me. He told me that it's not that you are not well, it's more about the your health and your condition is affecting you more, rather than how that you are looking outside. And then I went actually to a psychologist. It was just a counseling, and my god, it's very hard to find a good counselor that you can get connected to. I remember when I started the first, it was not a counselor, it was a psychiatrist. I went to her with a crying face, and I told her I have this problem, I cry a lot, I have depression, I'm always like, okay, think positive, you have to take this medicine for your entire life. And I was like, what? And at that time, I didn't believe in medicine. I was like, no, I'm not that sick that I need medicine. Later on, I went to another psychologist. She took my test. They asked you to fill up some questions and something like that. And I was very upset in at that point in my life. And I went for the result. and the result what she gave me was like, you're a very selfish person, and that is why uh, that's why you're sad. And I was so shocked. I just got up from there, because I was very clear of that I'm not selfish person, because I know what I have done in my life, and that doesn't at all say that it's that I'm selfish. Actually, when I'm saying that from one psychologist to another psychologist, they the gap was a lot. Actually, it was 6 months gap to find another, because it is very tiring to find another psychologist which you can trust. And I after this psychologist, I was kind of scared to go to the third psychologist. So my boyfriend actually did lots of research and found that the psychologist that I'm gonna go is actually a nice. And as I'm more comfortable with female, I thought, okay, I will go and I'll try that one out. And it did work. It did work. When you get the good psychologist, you feel like opening up. Sometimes you don't, that is also fine. But the point is that they listen to you. But over the period of time, I realized, okay, like, uh, I need, so in between those psychologists, one problem was always common with me, that I have problem with my tech field. Okay, I was telling them that I'm not able to perform, even though I want to perform. And what affects me is the emotion, it's the pressure, that I can't work under pressure, and that was affecting me in all my previous jobs. Most of the psychologists gave me an idea that you should leave this field, and I was like, that will make me so angry, because I don't understand anything else. I i am an engineering dropout, and but the only subjects that I ever cleared in my engineering was programming. And that was very, I like that blue screen. It was somehow, after looking at so many moving things around the world, when I just looked at that blue screen at that time in the college, I kind of felt like, like, stop here, look at that screen, read that text, and that's it. You don't have to think about anything else. I thought that, this was the first impression I had of that blue screen of C++. Yeah. Huh. But psychologist idea was like, because I like yoga a lot, I should leave the tech field. And I was kind of bit adamant, and I was like, I don't want to leave tech field. And fine, I was not going to leave that matter. But the point was, it affected me, even though I said that I don't want to leave the tech field. When I was doing programming, that that dialogues that I had with psychologists will come back to my mind. And especially when I am trying to learn something, when I have bugs, something like that, I will just feel that, like, maybe I'm not made for programming. I doubted so much. And I'm a kind of a person, it's a lot like, whatever I want to do, I want to do with my complete heart in it. Otherwise, I can't. And I thought of doing yoga also, because I have done it from my childhood. But when I thought of doing it professionally, it took away that fun. I said, this is only one fun thing, and this is only one pure thing that I have in my life, and I don't want to make this as my profession. After many struggles, I guess, after, okay, this is luxurious amount of failure that I'm gonna tell you. It's going to be like 10 years that I took to just convince myself that I can be a programmer. Now I don't give up. Now I don't even doubt a single time that I can't be a programmer. Even though there are, like, my mom also tells me, you're a good teacher, you can teach well. And it's like, yeah, I would like to teach, but not that. And it does still scare me. It's not that I feel completely free to the tech, that yes, I'm a software developer, nothing is gonna happen to me. I feel that on every stage of my career this challenge is gonna keep coming, that am I made for this field? And now I have accepted that it's gonna happen, and I have to face this question again and again and again. I have to fight it, maybe until I don't know if it goes away, if it ever goes away. And I'm especially talking about women's, not sure about men. I'm not. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to comment on that, but yeah. So that's one thing. Uh, so let me tell you another thing, that what made me a better programmer. Okay, my major what do you say, the major contribution for for things that made me a better programmer was actually my surrounding. Without that good surrounding, without that support, without that someone just believes in you, I couldn't have I didn't have that much of guts to create that own confidence inside me. When I'm telling you that I took 10 years to actually tell myself freely that yes, I am a programmer, I can program, I'm ready to learn, just put things out in front of me. It was not that easy. And that's that's why I feel now, whenever I look at the company or anything, now it is all connected, because it's not only about your learning phase. Even when you're working, it really matters who you are working with. And there are these kind of things that you should note, that if someone is trying to put you down, or if someone is trying to say that, even if in mazak maybe, I don't take that. I'm very sensitive that mazak maybe I don't want to take it, because nobody knows how I have reached here. So yeah, that kind of mazak is still sensitive for me. So uh, environment is one big thing. My husband just supported me, and we are into a relationship from like 14 15 years now, like uh, and I'm just amazed that he still believes that I can be a programmer. And I was like, how can you believe that I can be a programmer? I asked him that question. I was like, why can't you be? I said, so many years have passed. I have done like 3 jobs, and I like sometime I got fired, and sometime I give up and leave the job. What makes you think that I can still be a programmer? Then he's like, that's how you become a programmer. It's not that everything goes smooth, and it's not everyone's life is same. And I have seen you programming, you like logic, don't you? And I said, yes, I do like logic, I do like to learn things in detail. So he made me understand how to work, how, I mean, it a lot, like how you should use tools around you to help you, like when you're trying to learn programming, first step is actually like going through the docs and understanding it. And other thing is, do learn tools around you to help you out. After that, you can go in details and figure it out how thing works and all that. What I used to do is, I will go to the research paper where the language, the first creator of that language must have published. I've googled so much, and I literally have paper where the person has created a language. And there was a paper where why JavaScript was coming out, and why the functional programming was coming out. And long time back, somebody actually published that paper, and I was reading that thing. And it's good for a reading, but it's not necessary. It's not gonna make you a good programmer. And when I say that you become a good programmer, you can become a good programmer by actually doing friendship with your own coding style, and with the language that you are using, and the thing that you are trying to build. These three things together. And if you understand the roles of everything inside it, especially like your objects, your functions, your events, your UI, your, let's say, your CSS, your HTML, and how you are connecting those things, and to make sure you're writing the test. And there are different ways of testing your browser, you know, like, if you know, if you I guess you can't spend all your time learning all of this together, but simultaneously, one by one, you will learn, and at one point this all of those things will fall together and will help you create a program, whatever you like. Actually, I love that I created what is that game, um, tiktok tiktok sorry, I'm very bad with words. It is tic tac, yeah, tic tac game, exo. And the winning logic for it, I wrote the winning logic, very big. It's not the correct logic. After that, I realized, oh no, this is not how I want my game to actually detect the winning logic. But the point is, you wrote a code which was wrong, you found out where it is wrong, and it's out there. So I just want to say that one thing, when you're learning programming, just don't go on words, just don't go on definitions. You actually try it out. Take your time, spend 1 hour, look at just that function. Just look at that function and think what it is doing when you're writing it, what is happening, and and see how it helps. Actually, I mean, this is how I did. Uh, because when I procrastinate a lot, I don't feel like writing code. I just open the, now there's a procrastination is another thing that you have to face when you're learning programming. Um, you open the code. I mean, I just open the code and I just sit in front of it and I just read it. That's it. Nothing else. Like, because I have already written that code, I only have written that code, so I know exactly how it is running. I just rerun it again and again in my mind, and slowly, I guess a dopamine is created in my mind that I still remember it. I have written it. It is working. Kinds of motivates me to write some more code and some small feature. And there are so many things. I mean, there are thousands of things that I have tried to just bring myself to programming and remove all the negativity from my mind that I can't be a good programmer. Even after failing interviews, I have cried. That is part. But again, after some time, I always see that I have become better. And this is what I needed to feel, actually, which I have never felt in my life, neither in my school life, neither in my half college life. Nobody ever made me feel like that. And I just realized these are the things, if you have a good professor, they can guide you. But otherwise, you have to discover it by yourself. Now my bag is gone. I would like to change.